Hey everyone, this is a travel hacking tutorial video. This video explains how travel hacking can actually improve your credit score and also explains how best to track credit cards for travel hacking. This video is part of a larger series of travel hacking tutorial videos that I'll be putting out. These travel hacking tutorial videos will explain how you can easily earn tens of thousands of dollars in free travel. My channel is Travel to Fi, and if you're interested in hearing about these other travel hacking tutorial videos, hit subscribe to follow along. So to start out, your credit score is very important. Your credit score is needed to get a really good interest rate on your mortgage or auto loan. Having a really good interest rate can save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments. Additionally, having a really good credit score can help you get better credit cards. Ideally, for travel hacking, your credit score will be 750 or above. If it's not there yet, don't worry, you can still travel hack. So I think it's important for everyone to understand what goes into making your credit score and understanding all the 5 components. Displayed on the screen here are the 5 components that make up your credit score. Some components are far more important than others, for instance, payment history and credit utilization. Let's first break down the components that are not affected by travel hacking. These are payment history and credit mix. Payment history is basically, do you pay your credit card off in full every month? And if you're travel hacking, you need to do that. Credit mix is just looking at how many different types of credit accounts you have. For instance, do you have a mortgage? Do you have an auto loan and credit cards? The wider variety you have, the better score you'll get in that credit mix category. Now let's look at the components that are affected by travel hacking. You have credit utilization, length of credit history, and number of credit inquiries. Credit utilization is simply just the ratio of your personal credit card debt to total credit limit. Essentially, how much do you carry on your credit cards on average, divided by the overall total credit limit that all the credit card companies give you. So let's look at an example. On the left-hand side, you have example 1 where someone has only one credit card with a $10,000 limit. On average per month, they put $2,000 on their credit card. Their credit utilization is 20%. Essentially, $2,000 divided by $10,000 gives you 20%. Example 2, we have someone that travel hacks, and they have currently open 10 credit cards, each with a $10,000 limit. This adds up to $100,000 for a total limit. Now let's say on average they actually have a higher amount they spend on credit cards, say $5,000 per month. Even though they spend more on credit cards per month, their credit utilization is only 5%, 5,000 divided by 100,000. And since their credit utilization is so much less, they will get a better score in the credit utilization category than the example 1 where the person only had one credit card. Now we'll look at the credit score components that are hurt by travel hacking. First, length of credit history. This is the average age of all your credit card accounts. The older, the better. When you're travel hacking, you'll be opening up a bunch of new credit cards. This will decrease the average age of your credit accounts, which will decrease your score for this component. Next, number of credit inquiries. Every time you apply for a loan or a credit card, they do what's called a credit inquiry or hard pull. Basically, the bank is checking out your credit score details to determine if they should give you a loan or credit card. The bank will pull this info from one of 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. Each of these credit bureaus track the number of your credit inquiries in the past 2 years. The more you have, the worse your score is for this component. So to summarize, 2 of the categories are not really affected by travel hacking: payment history and credit mix. These will basically stay the same. However, when you start travel hacking, credit utilization score will go up dramatically, and this is one of the biggest categories at 30%, so this will really boost your credit score. However, 2 components will take a hit: length of credit history and number of credit inquiries. These both go down by a small margin, but credit utilization goes up far more, and because of it, oftentimes when people are travel hacking, they'll actually see their credit score actually improve. So in summary, travel hacking will actually improve your credit score. And if you're interested in checking out what your actual credit score is, I recommend one of these 3 websites: Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, and Experian. These will all be linked in the description below. It's free to sign up for any of those websites and check your credit score as many times as you'd like. So let's say now you want to check your credit score and you want to kind of compare how you're doing on those various components I had talked about earlier. Well, if you're interested in credit utilization, you can look here. It's also called credit card use. 5%, it shows it's very low, but has a high impact to my credit score. Then you also look at the other categories we discussed: payment history, derogatory marks. This is essentially, do you pay off your credit card in full every month? Then there's other categories like credit history, where this will show your average credit age. Again, the longer this is, the better. You also have total accounts, which actually really doesn't affect your credit score too much. Basically, the number of accounts you currently have open. And then you also have the hard inquiries, or as I mentioned, hard pulls. This basically says how many times you've applied for credit in the past 2 years. Finally, I'd like to get into a really important topic about tracking your credit cards. Tracking your credit cards is very important when you're travel hacking. It's very important so you can keep track of which credit cards you're eligible for and know when to cancel credit cards. Typically, when you're travel hacking, you'll sign up for a credit card and a lot of them will have annual fees. After a year of having that credit card, there's no point in keeping it around because you've already earned the sign-up bonus. So then you'll want to cancel that credit card. So how should you track your credit cards? I highly recommend you use a spreadsheet for tracking your credit cards. This spreadsheet should include all the basics and any additional information you think is important. I've listed here the 6 categories I think are very important: the application date, essentially when you applied for the credit card; the name of the credit card; the bank that's issuing the credit card, for instance, Chase or Amex. Also, is the credit card a business or personal credit card? What is the sign-up bonus? And then also, what is the minimum spend requirement? And then maybe when or how long do you have to meet that minimum spend requirement? And if you're interested in a travel hacking credit card tracking spreadsheet, I'll provide one in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed my video on how travel hacking will actually improve your credit score and also how to track credit cards for travel hacking. If you're interested in learning more about how you can save thousands of dollars in travel, hit subscribe to hear about my other future travel hacking tutorial videos that I'll be putting out.